Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach's Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown and analysis. Season previews, finishing them up today. The Toronto Argonauts. Let's open the playbook on the Toronto Argonauts. First of all, please subscribe to the channel. It'll let us know that you like what you're watching. And secondly, on the notifications, turn on your notifications. You'll be alerted as we're posting new stuff. All right, the Argos last year, if you break it down into thirds for the season, 6-0 to start the season, 5-1 on the second half, and 5-1 on the third half. This is a team that locked up first place maybe earlier than I've ever seen in my history of the Canadian Football League. And the thing I thought was pretty impressive for a team that locked up first place as early as they had, they still went 5-1 down the stretch. So I thought they had excellent focus going through. They had the bye week and then hosted the East Final. And unfortunately, a team that really protected the football all season really struggled. Montreal did an outstanding job creating 9 turnovers. There were 2 pick sixes, and they ultimately lost 17-38, I believe, a loss at home. So an outstanding season, an outstanding roster. You know, they got to move on from that and build from a coaching point standpoint for this year. I would say this, with Chad Kelly missing 9 games, I think they have one of the most talented offensive line units in the league. So what they need to do is make sure that Kadeem Carey gets touches, make sure they run the football. And I thought last year they did an excellent job with Chad Kelly running the football, getting Andrew Harris involved, getting A.J. Ouellette involved, and then play action pass, deep shots downfield. When you do that, you're not putting it all on the quarterback. And so I really was impressed how they called games early on for Chad Kelly, giving them easy opportunities to throw versus some really good play action passes versus teams trying to stop the run because they ran the ball well. Now, Chad Kelly, the difference was when they had to throw the football, when they either got behind or when they had to put themselves in a position where, hey, we got to throw the ball and that kid's got to make throws, he made throws. So he was impressed. He wasn't just a manage the game quarterback. When he had to step up and throw the ball, he made some great, outstanding throws. Every time I thought, this guy's, he's doing okay, he's doing great, he all of a sudden would play a great game, throwing the ball downfield with touch or making good decisions. So that's going to be the interesting one with Cameron Dukes. Can he do the same thing? He's going to create with his legs. He's going to, have the ability to scramble to create first downs. He's going to show that he can make some, when you've got the lead, some play action throws, but when he has to step up and win a game, can he? So that'll be the interesting thing to see there. And I think the other thing from a coaching standpoint is just did a lot of new faces. So can get that group to gel as soon as possible. Hopefully Guelph helped them gel so they can go compete for first place again. Stats. All right. What I would say about this team did the things that win football games from a stats perspective. Sacks allowed, first in the CFL. They gave up the fewest sacks allowed offensively. On defense, created the most sacks in the CFL with that front four. And only bringing Jake Ceresna into that front four can make them even better. Big plays, first in the Canadian Football League. So they had the most big plays, 20-plus run, 30-plus pass in the Canadian Football League. And when you get big plays, you're 5 times more likely to score a touchdown on that drive. And on defense, preventing big plays, they were first in the CFL, which is kind of weird. They gave up a lot of yards, but that stat's a little misleading because they had the lead so much in a lot of their football games. And giveaways, gave up the fewest interceptions, fumbles offensively, or turnovers on downs. So you cannot turn the football over and win. They were first in the CFL. And on defense, they took away the ball better than any other team. And if you finish with offensive points second, an opponent offensive points second. So those are the stats that put you in an echelon of winning 12, 13, 14, 15 games. So outstanding there. The roster, a lot of change to the roster. If you look at Beatty, Leak, Kelly is down for 9 games. A.J. Ouellette, Javon Tate, Jamal Peters, Andrew Harris, Dwayne Hendricks, Brandon Barlow, Corey Mace, and one of the guys helping get all these players, Vince Magre. That's a lot of change in their roster. So, how are the guys that come in going to help replace? I thought they did an outstanding job of bringing players in to replace some of these spots. I love this is what I thought about. A couple weeks ago, I was sitting there writing this up. I said, special teams coordinator. Mickey Donovan must be sitting there going, okay, Javon Lake gone. Oh, thanks, guys. Boris Beatty gone. Oh, thanks, guys. Oh, Trevor Hoyt, really good special teams player. Oh, thanks, guys. You got rid of all my good players. But I think this unit's done a really good job of bringing in people. So special teams loses those guys. Liram Hairulahu comes in. There you go. There's a great kicker for you. And then now, we lost Javon Leake. Janarian Grant, an addition just a couple weeks ago. And then Trevor Hoyt, Fraser Sopik comes in. So I think the Argonauts as an organization have replaced a lot of the players they've lost, and they had a talented unit to begin with. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I'm looking forward to seeing Cameron Dukes, see how he plays. Their first 3 games are at home. BC, Edmonton, and Montreal. So it'll be interesting to see if they can get that home crowd engaged. I loved being there last year and seeing the tailgating. I was able to do a couple of games there, and watching the fans in the parking lot tailgate was awesome to see. So Toronto Argonauts, looking forward to seeing what they do this season.